my balls come today.
Welcome back to week 2 of turning $500 into a profitable business. I don't even know. We're burning up $500. That's for damn sure. So here we are back. It's Monday, and we're printing. You can see that 2 of the printers are doing something, and the third one, nothing. Let me show you what we've got going on. First off, sorry about the printer noise in the last video and this one. I'm printing, I'm doing stuff, so it's going to be in the background. And if you have printers, you're used to that noise anyway, so get over it. All right, so the SV08 Max brokenness. Here we are, and yeah, yesterday I did get off the blob of doom, but as you can see, it still captured the fan shroud itself. Look, it even came inside of it and went around the inside, so it's fully locked in there and it's dead. Doesn't really matter anyway because of what else I found. This is the eddy current sensor, so this is the bed leveling sensor on this thing, so it's pretty cool because it moves really fast going across the bed and not without touching it, and does a really, I guess, good job on that, except for when the blob of doom hit it, it was stuck out here like this. Well, it had a ribbon cable here that was attached to it, which is no longer attached. It ripped it out of its little connector there. And not only there, but when the fan came blowing off of the side, when it ripped the screws out of the side of the heat block, it also ripped the ribbon cable out of the board, breaking the board here. So the board's dead too. Which means that I need to buy a whole new assembly from Sovol, which is going to be like $100. And of course they're sold out. So for now, we're packing up the SV08 Max, shoving it back into the corner. I'm waiting for stuff to be able to show up whenever that happens to be. Oh yeah, and this is the other thing I've been doing today. I went ahead and I brought this table in, which is going to be here temporarily. It's kind of blocking the cool mosaic at the moment, but that's okay, you know, whatever. But I'm putting instead of having all the separate GotchaPops sitting on the ground with all their parts, it's easier to reach when it's on a table. So I just brought this little table in here, and it'll sit here for this week and get it done. Here's the A1 and the P1S, and they of course are printing away. I have this one doing the little these are the chutes for where the balls come out, and this one's doing one of the stars that goes inside the machine. I already tried today starting to print out one of the funnels here on the A1, but I can't. I'm gonna go grab my son's A1 and see if it'll print off on that one. It won't do a good job here on this one because that back corner back there, it must dive off really badly because nothing sticks back there, even though it's checking out the whole bed for level and all that on every print. Back in that corner, it just doesn't it doesn't reach it for whatever reason. So it must be behind where it's checking for level right there, and that corner must just completely fall off or something. So I'm gonna go grab my son's A1 and try it on that and see if we can get any kind of a result. And if we do, then we'll daddy confiscate it and use that one into the mix here to try to keep us on schedule. So that's where we're at for today. Well, I borrowed my son's printer, and he was saying that there was a problem with it, but I ran all the calibrations and stuff. Seems to be working all right so far, and it's already showing that corner back there is looking a lot better than what that one did. So we may be onto something here. Everything's looking pretty good on this printer. So we're gonna let it run the big funnel and see where it gets us. Okay, it's Tuesday morning. Let's check in and see what our progress is. I moved my son's A1 down to the floor from the table. It was shaking this table a bit, so I was like, we'll just put it down there just to help make sure that we have a solid surface that it's printing on. It did the first one of these, the funnels, which has now made its way here onto the Pokemon-inspired machine. There was a little bit of lifting here on the one corner, but it's going to be called good enough for the moment. And then also on the P1S last night, we started printing out this tricolor base here, so it's the bottom part of the cabinet. So these are the two walls. I printed them out in opposite directions here, so like that one goes that way, and then this one here goes that way, and that way when you're looking at it from the outside, you know, you get the purple on the one side and blue on the other. That's what we have printing out right now on the P1S, is the front and back. And my thought was the sides printed out perpendicular here to you, and I was going to turn these perpendicular or parallel here, going this way, so that the filament would show differently. But then this side of the bed doesn't seem to heat up as well, so I just wanted to put them at a 45 degree, and that'll work out pretty well. And then they're also, like, one of their flips, they are facing inside, so you know, you get the green look on this side, and I think you're gonna get like purpley something else on the other side. We'll find out. Here on the A1, we're printing out, these are the diverters that go inside, so those will go in on the funnel, printing all four of those off at the same time. Okay, it's Wednesday, and here's progress for today. This machine is completely done now. This was the original machine that I started off with, and with the other four here, we've figured out, or I've figured out, what I'm going to do with these other machines. So as far as in their color combinations are concerned. For this last one here, I figured I'd do something kind of interesting, and I'm making every piece a different color. So I've gone ahead and I've done, those are the two sides, the red and the orange. The yellow was on the P1S, but it has failed, so I skipped that one. And these other two yellow ones are for that first black and yellow machine. So I'll have to go back in and reprint out that extra front piece there. On the A1 right now, we're printing out, this is like a yellow-green filament that is going to be one of the posts for the sides of the machine, one of those little guys right there. The other A1, we're doing a pink one. All right, it's Thursday. Let me show you where we're at. Before I do that, I wanted just to make sure that I made it clear that in the last video about these machines, I'm not selling the machines themselves. It's just the things inside them, but I need the machines to be able to sell the things inside them. So now that I've made sure I cleared that up, I wasn't sure if that was clear or not. Let me show you what I got done yesterday. Okay, so we have most of the stuff done for the yellow and black one. I think the only things I have left to do are the back piece of the coin slot and the handle itself. I got to double check with the parts that are in there, but the rest of the yellow ones came off of the printers this morning. Over here, this machine is a bit of a jumble, which has kind of been fun, but a little bit maddening too, because it does make it take a lot longer. So as you can tell, every piece is a different color, except for the cages. The cages are all silver. But yeah, so this morning I pulled off this one. This was supposed to be a rainbow filament, but it's more of a pinky lavendery color, which is fine because it's different than the other colors that are on there. The last piece of the cage that was supposed to be on there, or the base, is this blue one. And it looks like it came undone from the printer somewhere like in the last hour of its printing. So it was back there. Man, oh well. Print that one again this morning. And in the best news of the day, my balls come today. Well, it's Friday, and we're starting to fire up everything for the day. Let me tell you what I've got going on. Okay, we got the last two pieces that I need for the black and yellow. That is all together except for the coin dispensing portion, so that's pretty awesome. For the tricolor machine here, I have all the coin dispensing stuff printed out now. The cages are all printed out, but I don't have the uprights or the top printed yet. The uprights are going on this machine right now, and we're just going to do those in silver. Top is going here on the A1 or the P1S. That one will be done as soon as I get it all put together. The coin stuff put together, and with the handle. Oh, that's right. It needs a handle. What was going to be the black and white one, I don't know. I've kind of changing my mind on what to do with that one. I don't think it's going to be black and white. I think I want to do something else with it. Well, it's Saturday, and it's all quiet on the Western Front. Yep. 4 machines completely built, and the 5th one awaiting. And my balls did come in. With all the puns aside, yes, the GotchaPop balls did show up, and they are in that machine there. That's 100 of the balls, and that number is actually very important to my thoughts going forward on these machines. So that each one of these can hold at least 100, probably 120 or so. I mean, really, if you wanted to really stack them up, but I'm going with the 100 number. We finished putting together the black and yellow yesterday, and the multicolored one here. It doesn't look like it from this angle, but every panel is a different color. And then this is the tricolored one here that looks pretty cool when you get to the sides and all that stuff. It doesn't look just gold. And we also have stacks of coins for each of the machines. And those coins are going to come into play here pretty soon. So far, I'm really happy with the way that they've turned out. If I was able to sell these machines, I probably wouldn't have sold these. I would prefer, these are all done in PLA for the most part. There's a few PETG pieces in them, but most of it is PLA. I think if I had the ability to sell them, I would make them all PETG. Basically because people are going to have these things probably in hotter areas at times, and you don't want the thing to melt on somebody. So doing them in PETG probably would be a better option overall. But I like what they've become. So this week, we only spent $42 on my balls. Anyway, yes, yeah, $42 is our spend for this week. My pile of filament has definitely diminished, and I did order more filament, but I'm not going to include that cost on this video because it's not going to get here for a couple more days. And so it'll be part of next week's video. Unfortunately, we didn't get to complete my overall goal of having all 5 machines built, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. This last one that needs to be built still, we're going to figure out something cool to do with that and have it built before the time of the show. So that's okay. And now, though, it's time to focus on what we're putting inside the gotcha balls. So we're going to do a little research and see what'll fit, probably run some test models and get those started. And that will also help with the filament that is going to be showing up on Tuesday. So far I've ordered 10 kilograms of filament. It's one off of Amazon that's a bunch of basic colors and then some black and white to go along with it too. So that'll at least get us started, and it'll give me some idea of what other colors I need to order. So, oh, something else I did order this week as well, because the audio in that last video was so horrendous, and I'm sorry about that. I did order a microphone, so Hopefully, the next video will have much better audio. We'll find out. Until then, can we take that $500 and turn it into some profit? Keep on with the journey. Follow us, like, subscribe, and all that good shit. And we'll see what happens. We got about 2 weeks left to go.